Welcome to Not Your Typical Church Podcast with me, Cory Hester, where faith meets real life, where tech meets tradition, and where ministry gets a little messy in the best way. What's up, friends? My name is Cory Hester, and I am a pastor at a church in Bladenboro, North Carolina. Yes, it's a town that sounds as small as it is, right? We have more pine trees than people. We have one stoplight right in the middle of town, and that's it. But God has been blessing us in a mighty way. We started with less than 100 people 15 years ago, and we have grown to average more than 450 people on a Sunday. And it's because God has been blessing us tremendously, and there's been a lot of people that have been working to make that happen. And I'm just one small part of that piece. And I'm the associate pastor, but I like to call myself the creative pastor because I think that just sounds cooler. And I have a great lead pastor, Dale Hester, and a great children's pastor, and Donna Hester, and a great team all the way around me. A lot of great pastors. I couldn't name them all, but I'm not going to. And but a lot of people that put in a lot of hard work and time to get us to where we are today. And most of all, the Holy Spirit lead, guiding, and directing us in all we do. So why am I starting this podcast? You may be wondering, why are we having another church podcast? Well, I believe that I kind of in a unique position, being from a small town in a church that's a little more contemporary, non-traditional, grown to the level that we've grown where we are. I think that's a little different than some. Sure, there's a lot of mega pastors out there that have a lot more people than we have, and they probably are smarter and wiser than I am. But we started with no budget, and we really didn't have $1 million firms come in and help us. We kind of watched YouTube tutorials, and we kind of figured it out on our own. And so I'm hoping that through this, I can encourage you, maybe a small town pastor that's trying to upgrade something in your tech world or try to implement something new into your church. I'm hoping I can help those pastors. I'm hoping I'm going to help those people that go to church and just like, hey, I don't want church just to be on Sundays. I want it to be something that is a part of my everyday life, because that's what I believe. I believe that church should go into every part of our life. And so I don't want to be a typical church podcast. I want to be something different. I want to be where real life meets ministry. I want to talk about, hey, I love going to the movies. I have a great time going to the movies, and sometimes at our church we do this series called Blockbuster Summer, and we talk about movies and preach from those. And I want to talk about how you can draw things out from the world, from relationships that you're already having, from hobbies that you're already enjoying, and use them to leverage the Holy Spirit and God's will to help make a difference in your community. Who's this podcast for? It's for small town pastors who have big dreams. It's for church leaders who may not have the big budgets but want to do something creative and cool. It's for those who are in the creative field and you want to serve God with excellence. And I want to tell you some tips and tricks that we've done and maybe some ways that we've maneuvered to move a church from a steeped in tradition to a more modern church. And then maybe it's for those of you who just happen to love Chick-fil-A and Jesus and hunting and golfing and fishing and Marvel movies and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And here's what I can tell you. On this church, we're going to talk about any and everything. We're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk about church growth. We're going to talk about tech. We're going to talk about fantasy football and pop culture stuff too. So it's a place for everybody. It is not your typical church podcast. So I hope you will join me on this ride. And so here's what you can expect from this podcast. You can expect conversations from me, sometimes alone, but a lot of times I want to bring a guest on, and we're going to talk about different things. Maybe I'll bring Pastor Steve on, and we'll talk about our music ministry and how we pick songs for praise and worship. Maybe I'll bring Pastor Don on, and we'll talk about what we're doing at the kids' church and why it's important for you to have the kids on. And eventually, I will bring on Pastor Dale, and we'll kind of pick his brain and see if we can get some thoughts and stuff from him. But also, I'm going to bring on people that aren't in the church world per se. Maybe some people that maybe go to our church but serve in different fields. And I want to ask them how God is moving in their field to do something great. So this is a highlight reel of ministry. No, this is a behind the curtain, sneak peek, back into the back, look in the booth, front of house view, maybe the Sunday dinner conversation after church. That's what we're having here. And here's what I can promise you is that we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some laughs. We might cry sometimes, but most of all, we're going to keep it centered on Jesus, and it's always going to come back to Him. A couple of things I want to share with you is that I've been helping my daughter with her podcast, Happy Time with Holland. Go subscribe to it. We've been doing videos and stuff like that for years, and that was finally, I think God pressed it on me is, hey, why don't you begin your own podcast, talk about the position that I put you in, and maybe you can help others. Maybe there's somebody else who's serving under a pastor, and you're not the lead guy, but God has put it pressed on your heart to help your church move forward. Maybe I can talk to you today, and I'm excited about that, and I hope you'll tune in weekly. So let me just put a big bow on this whole episode. If this looks like something you may be interested in, here's what I would love for you to do. I would love for you to click that follow button, hit those notifications. Go follow us on Instagram at Typical Church Pod. We'll be posting some stuff on there, some highlights, some clips from the show, kind of keep up with what's going on. But if you think this ministry could help you, hey, send it to a friend, send it to somebody else. Let them know that this is not your typical place, and we're going to have fun, we're going to laugh, and we're going to learn, hopefully, along the way. But let's build something together. I hope you'll be interactive in the comments. I hope you'll help each other out, and I hope together that we can see the growth of the church in a new way. If you'll do me a couple of favors, though, if you are interested in this, go ahead and leave us a review. That'll help us get out there to the people. We would greatly appreciate that. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever you may be consuming this, leave us a review. Let us know that you appreciate what God is doing here. And remember, you do not have to be typical to be effective. See you next time on Not Your Typical Church Podcast.